thing, but yet they playing around a race for space. They like it's a NASCAR space shuttle race. Because why? They know that they time is up. That's why. It says, and if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? These words are even more so true to the day that the Lord spoke, because now is the time. You see? And it's all throughout the scriptures, it's prophesied. So that's why Esau is forced to face the grim reality that, look, this is it for us, man. This is that final call. You know, like when you got somebody in a hospice, America's been in a hospice, man. Like once you get to the state of a hospice is not a hospital. Basically, that's when you know that you're going to die. There's nothing. You got stage 4, stage 15, the worst part of the cancer where, you know, they tell you, look, you got 24 hours to live, 48 hours, 2 weeks, maybe a month. And they keep you sedated because they know that there's nothing more to be done for you. You see? So America, that's what the state that America's in, man. All right? And it's about the flat line. But it said, I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones. The sanctified ones are what? The prophets. The mighty ones are the angels. For my anger, and that's why you see so many chariot sightings, which are what? The angels of the Lord. Ain't no damn UFOs. It says, even them that rejoice in my highness, the noise of a multitude in the mountains like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Because all these other nations that America has beef and problem with, they all got the missiles. And at the end of the day, they all going to eventually, because it said they shall hate the whore. And what was that? Revelation 17. So everybody in the whore is speaking about America. All right? America's Babylon the Great. America's all these damn wicked ass kingdoms. The scriptures also refer to America as spiritual Egypt, spiritual Sodom. And you can see it clearly how why the Lord called it such. All right. So now, matter of fact, before I go on, all right, we've seen some of that. Now this is another article, right, in the Express. Now you see it, World War III map. I think this is the most current version of this. World War III map. The 6 places where World War III could break out in 2021. Now I ain't gonna read through this whole article, but there's a lot of different points, and they show you the different beasts that are with these other different countries. So that's why, going back to what we read in the book of Isaiah, the 13th chapter, where he said, the noise of a multitude in the mountains right there, it's not talking about a mountainous region like a landmass. It's speaking about government. That's a code word, if you will, or symbolic to the government. That's why when the people in the government, the president or whoever meet, they call their meetings what? The summit meetings, right? The summit of a mountain is the apex of the top of the mountain. So that's where the so-called heads all meet behind the scenes to discuss whatever the affairs of you know, whether they're gonna issue more laws to keep this economy going, or if they now just gonna pull the plug on this bitch, and so forth and so on. All these different agendas that they're enacting. That's where they go to the summit meeting. So when it speaks about the noise of a multitude in the mountains, it's not talking. It says like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of kingdoms of nations gathered together, right? And it's going deeper into the actual missiles that these nations have. So, you know, this is deep because we're in these times now. Now it says World War III. Fears have been ignited across the globe after the Taliban fighters took over the capital of Afghanistan, which everybody know that was funny business and more stage. There's so much dirt and everything behind it, and it's all coming out. And they always been, you know, because that's what these devils do. They go and rape and rob countries of their natural mineral resources. They turn it upside down, create havoc. Then they get the contracts to rebuild it. So they put the country in debt, knowing that they just destroyed them. They ain't got no money because they didn't took whatever they had. And then now they put them in debt to where now they put their puppet leaders. And that's how they do all these countries, right? There's it's not no news or nothing right now. But it says the whole world is already fighting a common enemy, allegedly. I say allegedly because we know, you know what I'm saying? We know what's really going on. It said that, but now with hundreds of thousands fleeing Kabul, many are concerned with World War III may be on the horizon. You goddamn right. But the thing is that that's prophecy, man. See, and we, in the spirit of the Lord, open our eyes to where we see these things clearly, man. Clearly. Let me see if I can get that real quick. In the book of Revelations. Uh, 11. Go straight to the point. I'll start at 11. Rev 11 and 11. Revelations 11 and 11. You know, all right. Which, man, okay, I ain't realized it's 2 in the morning, but hey, lately, man, I just can't sleep at night, man. Toss and turn. Nah. Well, Revelations 11 and 11. It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, going from the time of, us, of course, coming over here in slavery when we lost our identity and nationality to going into the time where the Lord raised up Abba Bivens, which was the first brother, the main brother, really, even though there was others at that time, even throughout slavery and 1800s, 1700s that knew about Israel, but this truth, as far as the ministry, didn't get set off until the Lord put the spirit on Abba Bivens to go out on the highways and the byways and teach this word, all right, on a level that never was done before. And then, through him, the Lord brought in, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, brought in the heads that you hear speak about, King Mashai, High Priest Ariah, High Priest Elder Yaikwab, the High Priest Elder Shah, and the other heads down to the head elder apostles that we have here with us today. All right. So it said, the spirit from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet. Yeah, meaning what? At the camps. You ain't at your house behind a computer standing up. You at your computer, you sitting down. So this is a cut for, because you got a lot of people that say that we're not supposed to be out there on the streets and the highways. We're not in the time of. You got people that are bugged out of their fucking mind, but the spirit of the Most High haven't really entered into them. They got the spirit of Satan in them niggas, man. All right. But it said, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Who's that speaking of? These jokers, these devils, man. That's why you look at this dude. He is fucking shook. But then that's the spirit of America, man. Because they know that their time is up. 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 That's why all these other nations are making moves, man. Showing you that, look, we don't got to listen to you no more. You're not. And he's tight. He's mad that because Putin, the Russians, they're very disrespectful to America. The Iranians are disrespectful to the America. It's not the old days, man. Everybody, and that's the spirit of the Lord. The Lord said, and we're going to get that in Isaiah the 14th chapter, how he's basically going to bring these old nations, rise them up from the grave, all right, which is happening. So it says, and they heard a great voice speaking about the prophets, the men of the Lord, from heaven saying unto them, come up hither, come up here, all right, because why? Salvation is going to come in the form of the so-called UFOs, which is going to be led by Yahweh Shai, which is the son of the Most High, the Lord, right along with the rest of the host of the angels, the mighty angels of the Most High. They're going to be the ones operating those chariots, and they're going to be beaming brothers up. You have brothers that had dreams about this thing, man. You got sisters that had dreams about this thing, okay? Because why? All hell is spilling over, man. Martial laws breaking out. They run it, they doing all the things that we've been telling you. Revelations 12 and 12. It says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. See? Who are our enemies? These same devils that's oppressing us, man. That's making all this fucking wicked legislations and mandates, and that's coming with the violence and force and trying to force us to bow down to Satanism and all this other wickedness, man. But now it said, in the same hour was there a great earthquake, meaning a nuclear destruction, and the 10th part of the city fell, speaking about America. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, meaning a complete number. And the remnant were frighted, which goes into Peter's where it says the righteous shall scarcely be delivered. Because why? We're going to seeing this, man, that's how devastating. When you see a body, one of the elders or whatever, he's a tow truck driver, right? Because you got brothers of all walks of life. And pretty much the spirit had it to where it was a big-ass pileup by it, where the shop he works at, and one of the dudes in the shop tried to go there because there's a fire, and he's trying to, with a fire extinguisher, put the fire out, all right? But the people burnt to a crisp in the car. They got burnt up. So he sat there, watched, and looked at people burning the hell up. You know what type of an image that is, to see somebody burn to death, right before your face, and you can't do nothing about it? So that's why I said the remnant were frightened, because we're going to see these people getting literally burnt to death, like Zechariah, all right? And it said, and gave glory to the Most High, the power of heaven, because we're going to praise the Most High when we see these things, man. All right, and be happy and blessed that the Most High had mercy on us. But now it said the second woe, now going back into prophecy, the second woe, and another word for woe is war. World War II is past. The second woe is past. And behold, the third woe, meaning the third war, World War III, which we're reading about in the article, which you see this creepy, sleepy Joe, right? The pedophile, he's sitting there speaking about it, saying is, we're probably more than likely we're going to go into war. That's what the devil's saying. But you got people that's still thinking that, oh, nah, things are going to be all right. We're not going to go into war. It's okay. The military is good. And they telling you in the military that they forcing you to take that mandated juice, all right? And if you don't, you're out and you lose everything. So he said, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly, World War III, where you're going to have all these nations engaging in battle. And then ultimately, they're going to stop fighting each other because the heavens are going to crack with the chariots, the angels, the Lord, and they're going to be all turning again to fight the Lord. And they're going to tell dummies that it's a invasion, outer space invasion. That's why now they're starting to push those narratives, But it ain't going to work on the elect, man. You see? And now going back into